This is the second lesson looking at Python programming and in particular using the Turtle drawing program within Python, drawing module. So we're going to look at some knowledge organizer questions first of all, some recall from knowledge you should already know. You should be learning from previous units and this unit. So name a programming language is your first question. We've used a couple of programming languages so far already this year. What is a module in Python? And we used a module last week when we looked at our drawing module, our turtle module. Then in Scratch, what is a script? And from right at the start of the year, which act protects personal data? So you can pause the video and answer those 4 questions in your ePortfolio. So hopefully you've named some programming languages, and the ones that we've used so far are Python and Scratch. There are many other programming languages we could use. There are a set of instructions written by somebody else is what a module is in Python. So it's like some predefined instructions. And a script is a joined up bit of code in Scratch. The law that protects personal data is the Data Protection Act. So hopefully you've got answers similar to those in your ePortfolio. Moving on, in today's lesson, we're going to develop our Python drawing, and we're going to look to change the pen color and then to fill a shape with a different color. And we'll learn about the pen up and pen down commands. So you can draw a line, pick the pen up, move it to somewhere else on the window, and then start again. So they're the commands that we're looking to draw or looking to use in today's lesson. We're also going to understand what a syntax error is. We're going to understand about sequencing, that's the order of objects, one after another. And we're going to start looking at debugging, that's problem solving when we've got errors in our code. So you need to explain what a syntax error is in your ePortfolio. Now syntax is language, this means language. So if you make a syntax error, it means you've written something wrong. A spelling mistake, used the wrong name, something along those lines. So that's what a syntax error is. Why is it important to have instructions in the correct sequence? Well, that's because the computer needs to know what to do next. When we think back to last week and we were drawing, we need to have all the sequences in the correct order, otherwise our drawing will not be the correct shape. Okay, and the advantage of using an integrated development environment for problem solving is when you do get a mistake, and we saw this last week, it will tell you what line the mistake is on. So the error message in red, it will tell you what line the mistake is on to give you a little clue as to how to solve it. It'll also kind of tell you what the error message is to give you a clue. So that's why the IDE is really advantageous for problem solving when writing in Python. So looking back at this bit of code here, we have import turtle, wn, so window equals turtle.screen, open brackets, close brackets. We've called our turtle Bob, so Bob equals turtle.turtle. Remember the lowercase and the uppercase here. He's gone forward 120. You need to work out, following the sequence here, so one instruction after another using the sequence, what shape will be drawn, and see if you can predict what shape this bit of Python code will actually draw. Hopefully you came up with the idea that it's going to draw a square. So we've gone forward 120, turn right 90 degrees, forward 120, turn right 90 degrees, forward 120, and then we end up completing our square. So we're going to now look at pen color and width. Looking at this, pen up picks up the pen. So if we've picked up our pen and we move, we're not drawing on the screen. If we put our pen down and move, it will draw. Just like picking your pen up and putting your pen down on a bit of paper. Exactly the same idea. So we've got in here in italics, name of your turtle. So we started off calling it Bob. So bob.penup, open brackets, close brackets. And then we've also got name of your turtle. So again, it could be Bob. Pen down, open brackets, close brackets. So this is the instruction for opening or lifting up the pen and putting the pen down. When it comes to changing color, we've got Bob equals turtle.turtle. Remember the lowercase t and the capital T, open brackets, close brackets. Bob.color bracket speech marks the colour you're using. There are some predefined colours in Python that it will allow. Green is one of those. Speech marks, close brackets. What I really want to draw your attention to is the spelling of colour. So ordinarily we'll have C-O-L-O-U-R when we're writing in English, but in programming colour is often spelt C-O-L-O-R, so it drops the U when it comes to programming. So we've got bob.color, different spelling, you need to make sure it's correct like this. And then we've decided what colour to draw. And then when we move our turtle, it will draw using the colour you've selected. Similarly, we've got bob.pen size, and in brackets we can put a number, and that's the thickness, how many pixels wide the pen is going to be when we draw, the thickness of the pen. So you can experiment with that to select lines of different thickness. When we want to fill a shape, we need to tell it when to start the beginning of a fill. So we've got begin underscore fill, open brackets, close brackets, and end underscore fill, open brackets, close brackets. So here is an example. We've got bob.color, remember the spelling of colour, brackets black, comma, red. Bob.begin underscore fill, bob circle 80, bob.end underscore fill. So we've opened it and we've closed it, we've started it and we've finished it, we've began and we've ended, or begin and end. It's important that we have the begin and end to tell it when to start filling and when to stop filling. Now these are a little bit blurry to read, but I'll just read through. You've got to match the code to the output. So challenge 1, we've got here a line and then the turtle is penned up and moved. We've just got a line and we've got up and down. So which one matches what? Bob.pen down, open brackets, close brackets, bob.forward 50, bob.right 135, bob.pen up, open brackets, close brackets, bob.forward 80. So which instruction, which drawing does this bit of code match? Then our second bit of code is bob.pen up, open brackets, close brackets, bob.pen down, bob.forward 50, bob.right 135, bob.forward 80. And our third bit of code is bob.pen up, open brackets, close brackets, bob.forward 80, bob.right 135, bob.pen down, open brackets, close brackets, and bob.forward 80. So you need to draw a line between each bit of code and which picture it represents. Hopefully this is the answer you've come up with. First bit of code was with the first image, second bit of code goes to our last image, and the last bit of code goes to our middle image. You now have a challenge where you need to try and draw these shapes and show evidence in your ePortfolio by screen printing your Python drawing and pasting it into your ePortfolio. So the first shape, we have a line drawn, and then we have a thicker line, and then we have the thinner line going down, then a thicker line going across, thin line going up, thicker line going across, and so on. The second one, we're changing the colour of the line each time. And the third one, we're going to start by drawing the tree trunk. So we need to draw a brown line going up, and then you're going to need to draw the leaves by creating a circle, and there was a little clue in the PowerPoint in this video earlier today and how to draw that circle. So you should be able to draw those three items and put them in your ePortfolio. So here was the code for the lines. Here is the code for the changing the colour. Remember, thinking about the spelling of colour, you might have got a syntax error if you spelt colour in effect correctly, but for coding you spelt colour wrong. And then we've got our drawing the tree in Python, the code for that. So you can compare your answers to the answers here. So we've now got another challenge, and you need to try and follow what is happening with our code and what you expect to see in the drawing. So we've got an import turtle. We've got wn, so window equals turtle.screen, open brackets, close brackets, Bob equals turtle.turtle, open brackets, close brackets. Bob.color, black, red. Bob.begin underscore fill. Bob.circle 80. Bob.end underscore fill. WN exit on click, window exit on click. So it closes it when you click it. So you need to try and predict what will be drawn here. And once you've done that, you can try and code and draw a red rectangle with a green fill with pen width 5, and that will be on a background color of your screen of yellow to give a yellow background. And then what you can try and do is create this bit of code. So you can copy this code, predict what it's going to do, and run that and create it. You should end up something like this. Here's the answer for that challenge 3. So you can compare your answer. If you struggle with this, you can find out how to do it and learn from the code. And then you will now have a challenge 4. So you'll need to code the following. So you need to go around the screen drawing some dots. And to draw a dot, you'll pen down and just move it forward 1 pixel. So bob.forward 1 will draw the dot. You can then change the pen color and size and try to join them up. So your challenge will be to try and join the dots up. So now you've got a challenge is your own dot to dot. Ask a partner to join it up so you can create the dots and get a partner to join the dots up. Did you get the results you expected? If not, look at the error message that appeared. Was it a syntax error due to spelling? Misspelling of a command? Or did you have the commands in the wrong sequence? And then to draw the lesson to an end, after we've drawn lots of our Python programs and developed and learnt from that, we've got a couple of things left to do. We've got to try and work out what this bit of code here does. So import turtle.forward, turtle right, turtle forward. You can see the amounts in here. Turtle forward, turtle right, turtle forward. That one you should know really clearly what that does. And that's drawn your rectangle. And what do the following commands do? Bob equals turtle.turtle, open brackets, close brackets. Bob.color, open bracket, speech marks green, speech marks, close brackets. So what does that bit of code do? You can answer that one. And we know that Bob equals turtle.turtle names the turtle, and Bob.color with the green changes the pen color to green. And then we need to try and spot the error in this mistake. So Bob equals turtle.turtle, open brackets, close brackets. Bob equal pen size 5. What is the mistake and what type of error would occur? So you can have a think about that. Hopefully you realise there'll be a syntax error because we've got a spelling mistake in pen size. So because of the spelling mistake, this should be a Z, we end up with a syntax error. So now you can look at the instructions here and try to work out, are the instructions in the correct order? Is there something wrong with this? We've imported turtle, window turtle.screen, open brackets, close brackets, Bob equals turtle.turtle. Bob.left 120. Bob.forward 50, Bob.forward 50, Bob.left 120, Bob.forward 50. Now we can probably work out these are in the wrong order. So can you rearrange the code to be able to draw this triangle in your work? So there we go. There's the code reordered to be able to draw that triangle. So you do need to save your work. You do need to show evidence in your e-portfolio of what you've drawn, all your little bits of code and your explanations, and save your work. We will progress onwards with Python in our next lesson.